Okay.
I consider myself a futurist more than an abstract expressionist, which means that I work with light and with motion. It is a way of using form to express emotion without using any kind of naturalistic reference. I made the first Malcolm X sculptures when he was assassinated in '68, I think, or '69. The Malcolm X sculptures was kind of a watershed series for me. Before that, you could say that I was more in the mode of surrealism, and my sculptures were not naturalistic, but they had naturalistic elements in them, humanistic elements. They always had legs, although let's say the top part of the sculpture was abstract, but there was always legs, there was always a base, they were always sort of based on Giacometti and Germain Richer's images, until I found a way to get them off the base and get rid of the legs. And I got rid of the legs by adding the silk. For me, the silk, although it's kind of solidified into this kind of mass of material, is also alive and moving every single moment, every single thread. So that you have this combination of intense light and intense motion, which is what futurism was all about. As a kind of bonus, what happens when I added the silk skirt was that there was this transfer of material and transfer of power and transfer of form from one to the other, so that the bronze became the kind of flexible material and the silk became the solid material. So it was as if the silk was supporting the bronze, which is an impossibility, except that visually that's what happened. And of course, when that happened, you have a signature sculpture. You have something that was completely unexpected, completely original, and completely unrepeatable. Which not only made me famous, but started a whole controversy about were these political statements, and of course they were not. They were simply elegies to Malcolm. It started a firestorm. There was a big argument about what black art was, what the black art could be or should be, the themes that could be, that were acceptable, and the themes that were not acceptable, and why. And there was a huge kind of critical backlash because these sculptures were considered too beautiful, too sophisticated, too beautifully made in order to have anything to do with quote-unquote black art. Well, that got my gander up. There is no black art. There are artists who are black who make art. There was a huge movement of political art in the 70s and the 80s, of which the abstract expressionists, the abstract artists who happened to be black, were completely in opposition to what was going on, to what was fashionable, and got it from both sides, actually. Got it from the political side and got it from the artistic side. we were too white to be black, and on one hand, and we were too black to be white on the other. Of course, we are now in what is called now the post-black era, which means that they have finally decided that it doesn't matter. But it took them, 30 years.